name some like big accomplishments that you're so proud of, that you're just like, that this happened to me and I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, so in September, we received a certificate of recognition from Mayor Eric Adams for our scholarship program. That was really incredible. I didn't expect that.
Can you explain the scholarship program?
So the scholarship program is where we partner directly with the rehabilitation and outpatient centers in order for the individual to attend the center at no cost to them. And then for outpatient services, if they have Medicaid, there would be a very small fee. If they don't have insurance, it would be no charge to them.
Oh, amazing. And what do this scholarship provide for them?
So we're currently partnered with the Recovery Centers of America at their South Amboy campus. So you would get 30 days of inpatient services. If you're a resident of New Jersey, you could then do your outpatient with them for 30 days. Or if you're a resident of New York, you could do outpatient services with the Realization Center in Union Square for 120 days.
Amazing.
Yeah. We have more partners that I've been talking to literally within this past week. I have more conversations coming up next week. So we're hoping to have many more centers offering these scholarships.
Amazing. So tell me something else that you're really proud of with your career. Because you have so many accomplishments. I can she can list them off. Like, I know she's being humble. She could literally list them off, everything that you've done. Like, I want to know, like, because you know, like I said, you started on like doing costumes for sets, and now you're running like a whole program, and it's not just the fashion, it's like all the things surrounding now it's a nonprofit, you're saying, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's been really cool to be able to collaborate with NAMI and NYC. In February, I was able to go with them for our Advocacy Day, and I spoke on the steps of the Albany Capitol in defense of the Safer Consumption Services Act, which is something I'm very passionate about, along with Daniel's Law.
Amazing. You're so great.
I also testified in front of City Council in opposition of the mayor's directive of the unhoused and in support of Daniel's Law.
Amazing. Can you explain Daniel's Law one more time? I know you said it earlier.
Yeah, so Daniel's Law recategorizes matters of mental health from a public safety issue where the NYPD would respond to a public health issue where they would have mobilized crisis intervention teams with behavioral health professionals respond to these crises.
That would be so much better than someone who doesn't know what they're doing and they're just like tasing people to the ground. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because even though there have been trainings that these officers have gone through, it's not long enough for them to really understand all the different nuances. It's a different mindset as an officer. You are there to protect not only yourself, but the people around you. A behavioral health specialist is able to diffuse the situation and to give that person a safe space to feel these explosive feelings that they're going through, but to help them bring it from a 10 to maybe like a 7 or a 6, and then to find out, hey, like, what do you want to do? Like, what resources do you have in your life? How can we help prevent you from getting to a 10 again?
I love that. God bless you, Alex. You're just making the world go round. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. So Alex is the type of person that like is really good with grief, like going through grief and guiding people through grief. And like, she's helped me. I've lost a number of people in my life, and like, you know how sometimes like if you lose somebody, like someone passed away that was close to you, a loved one, things like that, and other people try to like, I guess, help you through it, but they just like say the wrong things and make it worse and like give you really bad advice and like they're not helpful. Alex is like a good grim reaper. She's like a good grim reaper because like, and I know it sounds like crazy, but I just mean to like, she knows how to, if someone has passed away that you're close to, whatever, she knows how to guide you through grief, and like she says the right things. She knows how to comfort you. She's written me like sorry for your loss letters that make me cry, but like happy tears. You know what I mean? Like she's accompanied me to funerals. You know what I mean? Like, she's that person. So I feel like you're so gifted when it comes to being there for people in their time of need, when they have lost someone close to them, a loved one, things like that. How did you get that gift, and like how did you become that person that where you can be there for people when they've lost a loved one?
Yeah, so I lost my father when I was 12 to stage 4 colon cancer. And it was a very difficult time, but it was interesting because 6 months before, my grandmother had died. And that was the first funeral I'd ever gone to, and I was able to attend it with my father. And it was just very interesting. It was almost as if he was preparing me for his funeral, like saying, you know, it's like okay to cry, but like you're gonna need to be strong for mommy, because it was my mom's mother who had passed. And he had left me a letter asking me to take care of the family and to make sure that everybody was okay. And to that day, I've taken that extremely seriously. After we lost my dad, we went through a decade of time where we would lose 1 to 2 different family members or friends. So I got really used to being in funeral homes and different types of funerals, and just learning how to comfort the mourners. Like, I distinctly remember I'm at my own dad's funeral, and one of like his work friends comes over and she's like, "You're so strong," and she's like literally crying on my shoulder. I think I only cried once during his funeral because I really wanted to be able to be there as a source of strength and comfort for others. I think it's just something that kind of instinctually happens in watching the one that you love die, and having that responsibility to usher them into that next life, and understanding that loss is just an element of our life. It's a really shitty part of it, it's a very difficult part of it, but it's also a part that unlocks and awakens a new part of us. It helps us to grow, and it molds us into the people that we're meant to become.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, loss is a shitty part of life. We both know because we both lost people. And you know, I know for me, like, sometimes I just want to scream, I want to cry, I want to like get angry because it makes me so mad and upset that, like, you know, we have to like deal with that still, like, because everybody, you know, like in theory everybody's gonna die, everybody's gonna have their punch their ticket, like everybody's gonna have that time. But like, I feel like for me, because I went through loss, like I've never lost anybody before, and then pandemic happened and my dad passed away. I lost my dad first, and then my best friend, then the boyfriend at the time, you know what I mean, like everybody started dying on me, and it all hit me all at once. And just like the anger that I felt, I was so angry because I'm just like why do I have to continue to live life like it, like that didn't happen? You know what I mean? Like, something that was traumatic for me, something traumatic happened. I guess that goes with all types of loss, like not even just someone passing away, but you know, loss of innocence, loss of relationships, things like that. Like, if everybody responds differently to grief. And you know, there are stages of grief, but like my therapist was telling me, like, even though there's stages of grief, you can feel stage 4 today, you might feel stage 6 tomorrow, you might feel, you know what I mean, you might feel go back to stage 1, you know, like different things of grieving. And when I was going through that, I just thought, like, wow, like life is so much more real, raw, and harder than I thought it was. And then I went through something really hard. I'm like, wow, like, you know, but it makes you appreciate it, right? So like for me, like I really appreciate like life even more, and it has changed. When I tell you it's changed me from the inside out, in a good way, but people around me may not understand it. So like, going through a loss, I had a real like come to Jesus moment. You know what I mean? Like, and everything that I thought I knew about what I believed in my faith and myself and God and all of that, I had like a reawakening. Like, I feel like I was reborn into the person after grief, like, because grief is not something that just goes away. You just kind of grow around it. I think you told me that when I first went through it, and it made me really seek out who I am, seek out my innermost being, and I feel like I've always been kind of like a deep person where I've did that work, but also like I got to do it again in a way that was completely magical, like just different, because it's like I was a different person before grief, and now after grief I've completely transformed, and I've had to like relearn things and revisit who I am and who I want to be and what I believe in. And like I said, like people who've known me for years and they see the change and they see the glow up, they may not understand all of what I do, but it's not for them to understand. It's between me and God. Like what I'm doing, it's between me and God. It's not anybody's business. You know what I mean? So I feel very strongly about it, and I know that, like, my people up there, my dad's looking down at me, my best friend, my ex-boyfriend, all of that, like they're like looking, and I know that they're so proud because I am living my truth, like my true self. Like and I have a voice now. Like I've gotten so much more confident recently, and I guess I was waiting for approval from certain people for so long, and then I finally woke up and I was like, I don't need your approval. I approve myself. I've approved, like,
yes.
so it's been a lot of good that has come out of it. Like, like how they talk about the phoenix, like from the ashes, and they come back stronger, and like, and I feel that way. I feel like, when they say like you have to put a lot of pressure to make a diamond, you have to like crush the diamond to make a diamond, and like, I feel that way. So grief has helped me. Grief has been very shitty, but it's also helped me become a better person.
No, I completely understand that, and I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. So I just love that you're that person that people can like trust with their grief process, because you're I mean, honestly, you should be a therapist at this point. Like, you're just really good at that.
I've actually been contemplating it. I've been looking into maybe getting my master's degree to become an LMHC, which would be a licensed mental health counselor.
Amazing. That's so cool.
We'll see what happens.
Exactly. You have a list of accolades. You could literally do it all. Alex, you're amazing. Like, I'm so glad that you were able to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the people before you wrap this episode up?
So the Break Free Foundation will be launching our support groups really soon. In July, we'll be starting an LGBTQ+ support group and our grief support group, as well as an early recovery support group. I'll be hosting all of them except for the early recovery, which will be hosted by Erin Ronta, who is the vice president of our board.
Amazing. And where can we find you on the social medias?
So you can find the Break Free Foundation at We Will Break Free. You could follow our fashion showcase at Break Free NYFW, and you could find me at Hello Lady Cat.
Yay! And everything will be linked below, so don't worry about that. Alex, it was such a pleasure having you today on the Gabby Fe podcast.
Yeah.
I'm super excited that you were here with us. I know that you've inspired so many, and people are really, like, you've just brightened their worlds with your story. So, and I appreciate your story and you coming on and you letting us know all about the world that you live in.
And I appreciate you, and thank you for letting me use this platform to talk about what I'm really passionate about.
Yes, I love it. That's what we're here for. No gatekeeping. We're all 2023. We're just giving y'all all the tea and the things that you need to like make your dreams come true and to follow your heart and where you want to go, So if you liked this video, thumbs it up, comment below something that you learned today in today's video, and don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Subscribe, and we will be back next Friday with another episode. Bye.
If it's meant to be, then it'll be a love song.